Ladies and gentlemen, to Sirius Center Temple. Now let's get started with the Q&A. You guys have some questions. I got some answers. So let's start this thing off with a bang. Q&A right here. So let's get started, huh? All right. So subscribers' questions and some questions I think you guys may have as well. So Yusuf Axis Sirius Center Temple. Is Enki Yakub, or is there a relation? Who is Enki and Enlil? Alright. I'm also probably going to be showing you guys pictures as well and talking over the pictures on the audio to explain more. But I'll take care of this right now though. Is Enki Yakub? No. Enki is an Anunnaki or Anunnaki. An Anunnaki is a giant human from the star constellation or the dog star Sirius. You understand? Nibiru, Planet X, whatever you want to call it, from the heaven worlds. Enki is one of the sons of Anu Eliun El, which is the Lord or the Creator, if you will. If there's any noise in the background, please excuse that because I have people in the house. I'm just trying to make this video as soon as possible. I'll also be making videos in different locations as well, like outside and stuff like that very soon. It's good to get fresh air, you know? Helps you think better, in my opinion. Is there a relation between Enki and Yakub? No, there is no real relation. The only relation that they have is that they use genetic splicing and genetic manipulation and genetic engineering sciences on this planet called Tiamat. They use that kind of science to create beings, just different types of beings. You know, call it human beings. Yakub, he did it to create albinos, and there's reasons for that, and I'll get on that at a later time. Who is Enki and Enlil? Enki and Enlil are brothers. Enki is the older one. Enlil is the younger one. Enlil is stronger than Enki. Even though he is younger, he is stronger because he comes from the Anunnaki bloodline, but he comes pure from the bloodline. He doesn't have any other traces to any other type of entity. Enki does. He has partial reptilian DNA inside of him. Do you understand? I hope you understand that. They're both giant melanated beings, Naga serpent kings, from the higher dimensional existence or matrices from higher reality systems other than this one. This is the lowest point that you could be in. This is the lowest reality system you can go to here on Earth. These beings come from from the celestial stars. They come from the 5D, the fifth dimension, and the higher infinite dimensional realms, going through the Stargate, which is underneath the sun, called Helios. Understand? These beings are referred to as Anunnaki or Anunnakis. Okay. What do you think about the moon being part of Earth and being sent into orbit from trying to blow up the Earth? Okay. There is truth to this. Joseph, you're the one who asked this. What do I think about the moon being part of Earth? The moon was actually part of Earth at a certain point, and there was a tree, much like in the movie we're dealing with the Na'vi called Avatar, the blue-skinned cat-like people, the feline alienoids. There was a tree on planet Earth that was the mother tree, the goddess mother tree. And these types of trees were in relation to a tree called the elm tree, and these trees were connected to the earth, and these trees were like the nucleus of the planet Earth. They sent out all kinds of information from the cosmos into the Earth's atmosphere and into the roots of the Earth, and it controlled everything out here. Tiamat looked so different many arc cycles ago, about like 10 arc cycles ago, after all the pole shifts that happened on the planet, Tiamat has changed a lot. The way Tiamat used to looked it way better than how it looks now. It looks like a piece of crap right now in comparison to what it looked like before. Alright? And was there an explosion that happened on Earth? Yes. The moon that's out there right now in orbit was pushed by the Archon reptilians, and it's actually a UFO spaceship. The original moon, the moon that got separated from the Earth. My goodness, these idiots out here acting like fools. People don't have no life. Anyways, like I was saying, let's try to drown them out. Like I was saying though, the moon. See, the moon, the original moon, was actually kicked off of Earth's the orbit in our Milky Way galaxy. That original moon was kicked out of orbit. I forgot what happened. I'll have to get back to you on that. But what happened is that because that moon was kicked out of our orbit, the Archon reptilians thought that it would be a good idea to bring in a new type of sphere-like object that would have the same type of magnetism with the Earth's oceans. And because of dealing with this, that planetary spaceship-like moon, I don't know if it's a real moon or if it's like a synthetic moon or if it's like an artificial moon. But I'm thinking it's an artificial moon that's actually a spaceship that has an interior as a spaceship, and the exterior looks a lot like a moon, but it still has a lot of the properties that a moon has. Now, I think that what really happened, is that the Archon reptilians, what they did was this. They saw the moon that left Earth's orbit. The orbit. What happened is that they somehow caught up to that moon. They did whatever they did to it. They fucked with it. They messed it up. They went inside the moon's interior. They did all kinds of experimentations. They tried to build. They tried to turn that moon into some kind of like synthetic moon where it still holds the same properties as it used to have when it split from Tiamat. But now it's not just a moon. Now it's also a spaceship. And this is why astronauts are fools if they go to the dark side of the moon. You have to be the biggest stupid fucking idiot possible. You know how many demons are on the dark side of the moon? You don't want to know. Seriously, you don't want to know. Next question. Ingrid Bueras, I believe. Oh, okay. Mentioned once that when you know what Dr. Blair mentioned once that when you know what dogs are, you wouldn't take a second look at them. Do you know what that means? Do you know what he means by this? Did he mean that it's what it was before it was reincarnate? What it was before it went through reincarnation? Or did he mean it was just a bag of parasites? First of all, most domestic animals end up having parasites and stuff like this because a lot of domestic animals are fed the wrong types of foods and stuff like this. But look, let me explain. The Hopi tribe, I believe, and other Native American tribes in America and other tribes even in Africa, they practice blood sacrifice rituals. Now let me explain why. It's not because these people were evil. See, the Archon reptilians have came on this planet and manipulated the masses, and they tried to enslave people, and that didn't turn out too well for them. But so they tried to make people sacrifice a member of their tribe in order to give homage or respect to, or give them up as a sacrifice, so that they won't have their villages pillaged from them. They won't have their things taken from them. They won't have their women and children killed. The sacrifice was a memento or as to giving to this individual entity a truce or some kind of agreement. We give you one of our own if you spare our village. And they used many different types of animals for this. They used the dog. They use the cat. They use the majority of your domesticated animals, including the pig. Let me explain. Your dog, your cat, the pig. They have albinoid DNA, Neanderthal DNA inside of them. They have human blood mixed with animal blood inside of them. The pig was originally a boar, a wild boar. The dog was originally a wolf. Do you understand? A lot of these domesticated animals were mixed with human blood through genetic splicing and genetic manipulation. Look at my video called genetic splicing and genetic manipulation. I have a video like that, and it has like a bunch of like two blue DNA strands or whatever on the thumbnail. Look that video up. It explains in a lot of mass detail. I go into specific detail on how this is done and where the origins of genetic splicing and manipulation come from. It really comes from the Sirius gods, but there's other origins attached to that as well. If you want to deal with origins of our time today, where you can actually trace back the lineage of it. I hope that answered your question. Jad Med, another subscriber. Thanks for your questions. What if the Anunnaki will want to imprison us on planet Earth like a prison and use us for organ harvesting and our bodies like is their bodies like ours? No, these are higher dimensional beings. Their bodies are like ours, but I'm not talking about the physical body. I'm talking about the spiritual body that's inside of us. See, we are electromagnetic consciousness, which means we have electric chakras, magnetic chakras. You have to understand this. The body that you have right now is dealing with a video game. This matrix system is a video game that you decided to reincarnate into. You took on this form, this body that you have, this flesh body. You're not supposed to be made out of flesh, you're supposed to be made out of energy. But you have to understand this, is that these giant melanated gods that come from Sirius, you have to understand, these beings are immortal beings. You see how they show you in your Superman movies, like Superman, he gets shot by a bunch of bullets, and you see he just stand there and they don't do nothing to him. They're all powerful beings. How the hell is an all powerful being going to be made out of flesh? It doesn't make any sense. And the type of flesh that they're made out of, it's not really flesh, this is energy. These are cosmic beings from the cosmos that are made out of energy. And they're also made out of stardust. Do you understand? They're made out of stardust. This is where your plasma comes from. Your blood plasma comes from. Do you understand? So you have to understand these are higher dimensional beings from a higher realm of existence who come from the non-corporeal worlds to the corporeal worlds. And we look at them as they're so amazing, they're so godlike and this and that. But they're our brothers and sisters. We're like them. We're just stuck in these human vehicles as of right now. The goal on this planet is to remove yourself from the physical shell and start investigating and figuring out what your spiritual self really is. And that's dealing with cracking this physical shell open, like how you had it when you were a child with your pineal gland, and activating yourself and trying to figure out what you are. It's really deep stuff. And no, the Anunnaki or the Anunnaki don't want to harvest our freaking bodies and use us for organ harvesting. Why would you even ask something like this? See, this is my problem. When people don't listen and people look up information, you got too many people out here putting out too much false information. It's starting to piss me off. Yo, if you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk shit. Alright? Seriously, don't. Because, I mean, now we got people who actually believe the Anunnaki are trying to eat us or kill us. These are our freaking parents. These are our freaking family members from the other side that want to take us back to them. Do you understand? They are not evil. Alright? No. These are angelic beings. Like, come on, guys. But thank you for your comment. Yandy Castillo. Hold up. Do you believe there is a God outside of yourself? Not a God, sir. A creator. Do you understand? God and creator are not synonymous. A God is a type of creator being. The creator is the ultimate creator being. Do you understand? There is a difference. A God comes from the creator. A God cannot create the creator. The creator creates a God. Do you believe there's a big man in the sky? Why are you asking me some dumbass questions? Don't ask ridiculous questions. Next question, guys. Do I believe there's a giant man in the sky? If there was a giant man in the sky, how come we don't see him? Come on now. If you're referring to the Lord, he's on a heavenly world planet, but in between the fourth and the third dimensions right now. So they're coming, guys. Believe that. Believe that. You understand? Believe that. This is not a joke over here, man. Who are the Anunnaki, and can you explain a little more? For this, I'll just show you a bunch of pictures, and the pictures will have explanations attached to them with the audio. So whenever that's ready, I'll start it. So, okay, now starting off, this is the Nuwabian Jesus, otherwise known as Sandalphon, or Yahushua ben Yusuf. This is the individual that most people on this planet refer to as Jesus. You understand? Your Messiah Christ. Which you guys have to understand, this is the melanated individual who was in Egypt. Egypt is located in Africa. Therefore, this person was also known as a Ethiopian. You guys have to understand that this is the actual face of the individual, not the false Serapis image that Christianity or Catholic churches show as Jesus. That's a false image. This is the real image. Now, the mother of all creation in the universe is known as Big Ama Mama, or the cosmic Etherian mother. This is her right here. This is a raw image of what she really looks like. A negroid female with energy coursing through her, endless sources of energy coursing through her with chakra points coming out of her. She is the queen of the entire universe. She controls everything. She's the true all in all, and her son is Anu Eliun El. You'll see him very soon, but let's continue. Now, this is an archangel called El Melchizedek, or Yanwan, and he is actually known as Malachi Ziork. And he was an individual who reincarnated on the planet to try to help the Nubian people and try to steer them in the right spiritual path. And the Zionist government screwed him over. This is the symbol, which is called the Sham. It is the crown of the Creator. You will be seeing him very shortly. This is his crown. This is the Creator. I don't know if this image is good enough, but this is the image of the Creator, and it was actually found in ancient Sumeria in Africa, which predates Egypt or anything else. This is the oldest civilization known to man on this planet, in ancient Sumeria. So this is the image of the Lord, the chief sky god, or the sky king, or the king of the universe. This is one of his sons called Enki, or Prometheus. He is the individual who has partial reptilian DNA inside of him, but the rest is pure Anunnaki blood. So if you actually had in a pie, you'd have about 95% Anunnaki blood and like 5 or 10% reptilian blood. He is actually weaker than his younger brother called Enlil, because Enlil is actually pure in the Anunnaki bloodline. They don't get along very much. They're always fighting and arguing. This is Enlil, the younger brother of Enki, who's actually the true heir to his father's throne, because he is pure in Anunnaki genes in comparison to his older brother. So when it's time for his father to step down, Enlil will most likely take up the mantle role as being the king. Understand? And these are pure Etherian beings from the cosmos. Anu Eliun El being the strongest, and these are his 2 sons. Now, looking at a few more other Anunnaki: Ninti, Nergal, Ishtar as well. These are called the Anunnaki, the Elohim, the Nephilim as well. The Nephilim are smaller than the Anunnaki, but they're still part of the family bloodline. and Ishtar and Enki were some of the individuals who came down here and created the human vehicles we have today in ancient Sumeria. Yeah, they were the ones creating Negroid people on this planet. This is where you get Atom and Eve and all this other stuff from, guys. You have to understand that the real origins of humanity started with Negroid people. And these Negroid people are pure raw energy beings from the star constellation called Sirius AB or Nibiru, or Planet X, if you will, or Sirius Sun C, whichever way you would like to have it. You guys have to really start doing your research and finding out the true history of humanity and the cosmos and the galaxies. So understand this. All right. So I most likely already went through that. Already, you guys probably got all the information through the cut. Okay, so you guys already have a little bit more of an understanding. I showed you the faces and I explained who they are. So just so that you know. Is the third eye evil? No, the third eye is our spiritual gland. Is dealing with our spiritual gland and our spiritual connection to the universe. Without this gland, I mean, like, reality would cease to exist. Like, you know, can you imagine what it would be like to think that you're just this and there's nothing, like, you know, if you didn't have that spiritual gland, you wouldn't even exist. That's another thing. The third eye is not evil. It's the eye of truth. Understand this. So, are you religious? Yes or no, and why? Absolutely not. There's no way in hell. No, religion is funded by the Vatican. Okay? The Vatican. These are evil sick fucks. Is there anything to fear, and why? If you're going back to nature and planting your feet in nature, eating like a vegan, putting plant-based or electrical foods inside your body instead of acidic foods, meditating, learning how to do this, you know, if you're looking up spiritual information in this era that we're living in, then you're fine. If you eating meat out here and living a low vibrational lifestyle with hate and doing everything wrong and drinking, putting spirits inside your body, that's what drinking does. Alcohol that has spirits in it. Search it up. You know, you're just living a low vibrational lifestyle, doing all these drugs out here, doing hookah like these fucking idiots that's out here, not having no type of understanding, living in this Gregorian spell, this draconian Gregorian spell that these damn beasts put you under after they tried to get rid of the Moors in Europe. If you're still dealing with Roman antics, then you're fucked because you're not looking up spiritual information. This is the age of Aquarius. If you're not doing your research, you're fucked because you don't realize what's going on with the Earth's atmosphere and its magnetic field. The magnetic field is weakening. Get your freaking hematite magnets. Seriously. How does reincarnation work? Is it real? I'll make a video on it, alright? Reincarnation is dealing with a being that doesn't come from this world and wants to reincarnate to live a human experience or an animal experience or whatever type of experience. But this being is not the being that this being reincarnates. Okay, you have a physical shell or a physical vehicle, and this being incarnates into that vehicle. You understand? Does Atlantis exist or is it real? Yes, Atlantis did exist, and yes, it was real. And Atlantis actually still exists to this very day. But you would have to actually leave the United States to actually be able to find that place, and it's like under glaciers, it's iced out. You know, like if you go to where the North, where I believe it's where the South Pole, where the South Pole is at, you'll actually be able to find it there, but you won't even know that that was actually Atlantis, because that landmass actually melded together with Antarctica, and that's dealing with the pole shifts that happen on this planet. Pole shifts usually happen between 13 to 26,000 years. If demons do exist, what kinds are out there? You have many different types of demons. And most of these demons are really just alien beings from other sectors of the galaxy that come down here for their own interests, good or bad. And they're not really demons, they're alien beings. But a demon or a demon is something that's defensive against mankind, which wants to kill humanity. That can be considered a demon. Even a human being can be a demon, just by hating other humans and wanting to kill them and being racist, and you know, you get the drift. What's wrong with our government and the citizens living in our country? The citizens in our country believe everything they're fucking told. Do you understand? Our government is dealing with evil, sick, parasitical beings from other sectors of the galaxy, from the fourth dimension. And, you know, with that being said, our government don't give a fuck about the people. They don't care. They even want to put us in FEMA camps. Like, what the fuck? For real, man? And you know, the people in this country, they are so fucking lost. It's ridiculous. And our government, what's wrong with our government? Our government wants a new world order. Okay? A new world order consists of them being in control of everything, and you can't do or say anything about it. This is dealing with your RFID chip. The chip that they want to implant in people in this beast that system. And they're going to want to force it on among the masses. I'll get on that at a later time. I hope this covered the majority of the questions that you guys have. This is Serious Center Temple. I'm out, and I'll be making another video soon explaining more on these types of topics and subject matter. Alright, leave your comments below, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Serious. I'm out. Peace.